culture. The political culture may be defined as the attitude, sentiment, beliefs, ideas, and norms that guide the behavior of people in a political system. Political culture therefore embraces short things as the history of the political system adopted, people's reactions to elections, the method of electing their representative, etc. While the advanced nations like the USA, the USSR, the UK, etc. have established political culture, those of the developed nations are in their elementary levels. So when we look at the concept of political cultures, we are referring to the attitude, the sentiment, the beliefs, and the ideas of people that guide them towards a particular political system, and also the reactions of people in terms of elections, the method of people electing their representative. So for advanced countries like the United States, China, France, they've also moved to a point that the political culture of those countries cannot be the same, because for developing countries like Sierra Leone, we are in the elementary level, that is, we are just moving gradually, but it's not an advanced political culture as compared to those developed nations. So having a look at the concept of political culture, we also want to look at the component or part of political culture. We have three components of political culture. These are, we have the cognitive orientation, evaluative orientation, and the affective orientation. Cognitive orientation means what people already know about their political system and how the system operates based on historical antecedents in the past. When we talk about cognitive orientations, we're referring to the knowledge, the understandings which the citizens have about how these political institutions operate. Of course, we also have evaluative orientations, means love or people's access to their political system and how it works, and even their political officers. It equally means comparing their systems with other systems. So when you talk about evaluative orientations, we're talking about a critical assessment of the government by the citizens in terms of government delivering on their promises, government delivering on their political manifesto. So that is what we call evaluative orientations. We also have what we call affective orientations. The affective orientations, it talks about how people show loyalty and love to their institutions. That is a popular saying that don't say what the government has done for, but what have you done for your country. That is the loyalty, the love people will show to their state. So let's look at the types of political culture. We have what we call active participant culture. This is a type of culture that involves individuals who have high sense of component to political culture. They enjoy political discussions, activities, rallies, campaigns, elections, etc. That is, this active participant culture, it is referring to the cognitive, that is, it talks about these people who have better knowledge about government institutions and how government operates. And because these people know exactly how the state operates, these are the people who enjoy political discussions. These are the people who enjoy political activities, rallies and campaigns, and also participate in elections. You also have another types of political culture we call passive participants. This type of culture involves a group of people that have little or minor concern for political issues, and even participants require little external commitment and persuasion to get involved in politics. This group can participate if they have the guarantee of attached benefit. So maybe this set of categories of people are people who have little or no knowledge about the component of political culture. So these people, they are not much interested. They can only participate in politics if they have a direct benefit or a benefit is attached to it. They also have the third categories we call non-active participant. This type of culture means that the culture of lack of interest, commitment, concern in a political activities, an event of one state. Non-active participant dislikes politics. These are people who normally tell you politics has nothing to do with me and have nothing to do with politics, so they are not interested. So these are the types of political culture. We have active participant culture, passive participant, and the non-active participant. So having looked at the components and also the types of political culture, I also want us to look at political socialization. Here we're going to learn the definitions, the agent of political socialization. The political socialization refers to a process by which the citizens are educated on the values, the attitude and beliefs of the political system. Through political socialization, the citizens internalize the political culture of the nation. Political culture of the society is transmitted from one generation to another through political socialization. Through effective political socialization, the citizens of a country are made to be aware of the political system, the role they are expected to play in the system, raise their loyalty and pride. So, in fact, when you look at political socialization, it's talking about the process. Political culture, we've already acquired the values, the beliefs, the attitude. So the process of transferring them from one generation to another, it becomes political socialization. So the political culture, the people have already acquired the attitude, beliefs and norms. It's not only going to stop with them, they are now going to transfer or transmit these values, beliefs and norms from one generation to another. So look at agents of political socializations. Those agents responsible for the transmitting of these values, attitude and norms from one generation to another. Now, the agent of political socializations, one, we have the school, wherein the learning institutions always try to teach students to obey instructions and punishment and reward if they disobey. So therefore the school also serves as a very important role. But before we look at the school critical, let's look at the home. The children who are coming from homes whose parents are active politicians, or in other words, these are active participant culture. These children tend to learn by observations, and there's any punishment that, there is every possibility that these children can also become active politicians. Then of course we have the school. Through the school functionaries, the student learns school rules and regulations, obey teachers and principals, obey the school authorities and others. Is also another agent of political socialization. And also the school serves as a platform where students are taught about the political actors and institutions of the state. So it's also a process of transmitting a particular political values, beliefs and norms to the student. In fact, most students develop their political curiosity from school. You also have religious centers. Through teaching of obedience, punishment, reward, control, we learn about the basis of socializing, especially politically. These religious institutions could also teach people what type of political ideology they should follow and what type of political ideology they should not follow. All of these serve as agents of political socialization. You have peer group. The peer group teaches an individual competition, challenges and survival instincts. These also serve as agents of political socialization. The mass media, short as TV, newspapers, radio, magazine, all help to disseminate political institutions or education to a learner. All of these many people have political socialization through by listening to radio station, watching televisions, because where they will be inviting these political actors will come and discuss their policies and programs. So these are, of course, you also have political parties. These are some of the agents of political socialization. So that takes us to another very important concept we call state. A state is a sovereign political organ